Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's me, I'm Giselle, your friend Giselle, and I'm back again talking about public speaking tips. And I'll learn to be more confident to talking in public. And I hope this tips is gonna be useful for you because yeah, as you can see, this is my first video in 2023, which is I haven't making a video for such a long time. And without further ado, let's go down to this topic. Okay, the first thing is that what is public speaking? Public speaking is the oral communication that you do to the public. Public is a bunch of people, your listener, your audience. The way you communicate a message, to deliver and giving the information, to persuade, and to entertain the listener. The public speaking skills is the most basic skills that you need to have, not only as a student but also as an employee. This is very useful skill for you to improve your communication, not only for in front of a public but also one-on-one communication. Understandable? Okay, and the second thing is that why this is very important. This is very important because by telling the story and doing the direct communication, you can make someone believe about your idea. And the second thing is that what is the correlation with the confidence? The correlation is that when you're trying to talking to everyone, in front of everyone, the first thought that comes in your mind is yours. It's like you're being scared about something. You will have a thought like, am I will judged by everyone? Will I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake? Will everyone laugh to me? Or will everyone is talking bad about me? It's a very common thoughts that come in someone else's mind when they first learn about public speaking. So we usually scared to make mistakes or even talking too much in front of everyone, like out of the topic. That's what my first mistakes in public speaking. And the correlation from this is that being confident means you're being sure of your ability to do the public speaking. But because you think that you don't have that ability, that's the biggest reason why you are not confident to talking in public. That's a correlation, guys. And how to have a public speaking skill? The first thing that I usually do is that write the speech. Write everything that you want to talking about, so you're not going to out of topic. Even though it's a presentation, you know your part and you know how to master it, right? You know what's the material and talk about that. Only about that. Okay? And the second thing is that overcoming the fear in public speaking. It's also have the correlation from the first that I'm talking about. It's like knowing your topic and also do the practice. The practice is also very important for you. It's okay if you have the presentation and you do your part and then you can make like, oh, this is the part and this is the blah 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 blah, and you do that, the practice in front of the mirror, so you can seeing your body language. And also the body language is also very important for you to be managed because it can showing you that you are confident enough or not, because the audience will know if you are not confident enough. They can tell that. So fake it until you make it, because nobody knows if you're confident or not. And the second thing is that challenge your words. This is the reason why I say it like this is also are gonna be like dig a little deeper of yourself, because it will showing what is the worst part of yourself, but not in a bad way. But it's more like make the list of your what is your scare. Will you make a mistake? Maybe it's only in your thought, but not in the reality. It's only come in your thought, like that. By challenging these worries and finding the problem and then making the alternative outcomes and objective evidence that support that each worry that you have, and you will not going to be so worried again. And I hope this is going to be help. And this fourth, I think it's fourth. Oh yeah, it's fourth. Don't be scared with the moment of silence. This is the secret. So I usually do this before I do the public speaking, before I do the presentation. I usually stop and stare so everyone can be focused on me and saying like, what is happening? This is the psychological hacks that I have, and I read this, of course. And yeah, I use this in after presentation, so they will know like, what is wrong? Why she stop? Why there is a silence? Why she's not explaining yet? That's the reason. That's the thought that come in audience minds when you stop. Don't be scared of that. It's the way you trying to make them focus back again to your topic. It's like that. And the last thing is that you have to focus on your material. It's also like a very important thing, like make a cue card or something that you have to remember. It's okay if you want to take your note, but like don't take that the big notes in front of everyone and like literally read it in front of everyone like this. No, right? Don't do that. Like make a cue card and put it in your hand, so when you forget which part you have to say, you can see the cue cards. Okay. And the last thing is that will be the biggest question in your mind is how growing confident while learning public speaking. I found like a very too much problem. I have a lot of struggle in this learning of public speaking. And I already make it a list of the three main problems that I have. The first thing is that managing your nervous. How you manage your nervous. If you're nervous when you talk, you will forget everything. Forget everything, it's also come in the second problem. And the last thing is that you're not getting any attention from the audience. This is the third problem, which is this third of these three problems is something that you need to overcome, right? Let's talk about the first problem. The first problem is that you have to take a deep breath to make yourself calm. This is my tips. I usually before I do the public speaking or I'm being more nervous in front of something, I do this. This is what my friend taught me when I was in the high school. She told me to do a deep breathing, but with a sound. It's like this. And then after that, slowly become more calm. That's what you have to do. Because by doing the take a deep breath, this is very important to make yourself present and being more calm. And the second problem is that you keep forget everything. I usually make the cue cards. I don't really like to remember everything or remember and put it in my hats because I know that I'm not really having a good memories. Yeah, I don't really have a good memory, so memories. Yeah. Make it a cue card. Cue card is not like a big note, but like it's more like a small notes that you have in your hand. It's only bigger as your palm. Like this, but not writing in your palm, of course, guys. Don't do that. Put it in your palm as a paper, and then like and write it about that. It's like no, write it in your palm, okay? Write in a paper that is size of your palm. So it's only put it in here, and then when you're doing the presentation, you can doing like you still can move your hand, but you have a cue card in here, but don't stick to it to your palm. Don't do that. Okay, and the third problem is that not getting any attention from the crowd. It means like maybe you have a very loud voice or something, or your body language showing that you're not confident enough. Will also affect on how people can take your message. It's like that. So make your voice stay more bigger. Like when you're talking more confident, your voice slowly become more bigger. So your voice will gonna be like dominated the room, so people can hear you. So they think that, oh, because she talks so loud, it means that she's confident about what she's talking about. So people will focus on what you're talking about. It's so easy, and it's okay to be silent for a moment, like I said before, and stare to the audience, like, but not like, okay. And then in the last this, I'm gonna share my experience. When I was in high school, I have a hobby to talk, and I'm very okay. So this is my experience. Is when I learned public speaking when I was in high school. This is a very struggling thing that I do for most of the years. Is that I have to learn on being more confident in front of a public. I was very bad because I can talk about literally everything, and I forget about the first topic that I need to talk, because I was too nervous. And when I learned about how to managing my nervous, I slowly become more better at my public speaking, because I can effectively deliver the message that someone else needs to hear. Instead, I talk about everything that is not necessary and out of the topic. And I realize on how to make myself more confident is that first thing that I do is like I challenging my fear. It's something that is very common, but this is the only thing that you are the only person that know what is your fear, so you cannot ask anyone. That's the reason also why getting to know yourself is more complicated than getting to know someone else's, because you don't have someone to ask you. And that's it for me. This is the topic that we're talking about today, and I don't want to make this video too long because you guys are gonna be like boring in this topic. And that's it for me, and see you again in the next video.